There is always that one person who thinks they can steal from a store in broad daylight and get away with it. However, here are 3 awesome moments when shoplifters finally get caught in the act. On June 20th, 2023, Florida police officers were called to an incident at Target. One of the loss prevention officers had spotted a woman in the process of stealing. This woman tried to pull off an interesting scam, but it only backfired. Here's how it all went down.
I'm not doing it.
We're going to do this.
Relax this hand. Hey, listen to me.
Oh my God,
listen to me. While we investigate, I'll put you in handcuffs, and if we're wrong, because, listen, you're pulling your hand.
But listen, sir.
No. You listen. First put you in handcuffs, make it safe for me, then we look into the details. Thank you.
This officer is clearly a professional, as he tried to calm her down and also insisted on putting her in handcuffs. By doing so, he makes it safer for himself, as she won't be able to run for it or pull out a gun to shoot them down, as some criminals would do in a tight situation. The officer then proceeded to the store to ask the loss prevention officer some questions.
It's just something they always use.
The loss prevention officer explains that this woman didn't actually intend to pay for anything, and it's all a strategy most shoplifters use. While one person stays inside, acting like they're paying, the other leaves with the goods. Meanwhile, the woman was being interrogated.
Your friend drove here?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Shamika Wilson.
Spell it.
SHEMKA Wilson. WILLOSON. Don't turn it off. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
We couldn't turn it off.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I turned the vehicle off.
We couldn't turn it off.
Her leaving the car was quite suspicious. It's a typical thing thieves do during a robbery, as it makes for a quick getaway.
Spell your last name again.
Wilson. WILSON.
What's your date of birth, Miss Wilson? Go ahead.
1202.
1202 what?
92.
Back. You ever been arrested before?
Yes, I have.
For what?
It's been a long time.
For what? Having these rights in mind, do you want to talk to me about what's going on here today?
I want to know what's going on. We went shopping. I had to go shopping for my baby milk.
Okay.
And my friend was in there still paying for it. And I came out here because the car was still running, and I wanted to make sure the car was still.
This lady seems too uneasy and mischievous. Her body language was already giving much away. But there were still more surprises to come.
My friend parked it, my boyfriend parked it.
Where's he at?
He's at the house.
Right.
There was a lot to this woman's story that wasn't adding up. And so the only thing the officers could do to verify her claims was to ask her so-called friend some questions. In the meantime, they made her understand the mess she was in.
Just gonna have to do that. That's why I came to the car and just started putting stuff in the car because she was in there paying.
So whose merchandise is this?
It's me and hers.
So you're sharing. So is she paying for all of it? Did you guys split the bill?
We split. I sent some money to her cash out, and we split in the bill.
So you're paying her through Cash App, and she's paying for everything inside.
And her own car.
All right. Well, I guess we'll find out.
They're the loss prevention guy that works at Target. That we work with all the time.
He says there's someone in the store who has stolen from Target before. What she does is she goes to self-checkout, scans stuff, and then bags it and leaves and never pays for the stuff.
I've been to Target a minute.
So
Yeah,
over a minute ago, they remember you. So then they're watching you, and they're like, looks like she's doing the same thing she got arrested for last time.
No, I know.
Well, that's what it looks like. You're bagging stuff up, and then...
I'm not doing.
Again, this officer made it clear that her only saving grace was if her friend paid for everything she bought. However, here's how things went down with her friend.
Are you all done? I'm with your friend outside. Have you paid for everything yet?
No,
Are you ready to go?
no.
Okay, are you still working on that?
Yeah. We'll take this one for last,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
What's wrong?
Well, your friend walked out with hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise that didn't pay for anything.
I mean, that's what we're doing now.
You're paying for what?
So, yes, that's what. So what I'm doing to figure out what's going on.
How are you paying for all that stuff?
It was a card. What do you mean?
These women's stories aren't adding up. However, her friend also exhibited the same suspicious body language and stuttering as the woman outside. These are subtle signs cops use to detect someone who's lying after being caught in the act. The cop had to, once again, confirm his suspicions with the loss prevention officer.
That guy looks like he's a deer in headlights. The cashier trying to help her. She's giving him a story that, like, my card got hacked, I'm trying to get the payment through or something like that.
Making up stuff.
But I'm real close to believing that this is a ruse that she is also using. She's a suspect. Hey, what are you going for?
Oh no, she just told me to.
Yeah,
Oh.
please don't remove things based on her direction.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, so
Again, with the stuttering. Surely anyone with the slightest sense of perception could tell that these women were making things up while being really nervous. This is exactly how she would have entered the car and zoomed off with her friend if the cops hadn't showed up. It seems the lady in cuffs and her friend were both in on the plan. They cooked up the perfect excuses for if they got suspected. The only thing is, they weren't expecting the cops to show up at the scene. You can tell they're trying too hard to outsmart the cops.
Said he didn't because he didn't, or said he didn't
You didn't
because
see
he
her
knows
walk out.
that
And
loss
then,
prevention was watching you
And then,
guys.
listen, the two ladies said they didn't see her walk out either.
You okay with that? What you
Yeah.
So can I get loose now? Like,
No. I think you're probably going to jail today.
for
theft.
how? I didn't.
You didn't pay for any of these items. Your
Well, we
friend hasn't.
tried to.
Your friend hasn't paid for them either.
We tried to. Her card and got obviously her card and got lost.
Miss Wilson, if that's your name.
Yes.
You failed to understand what we explained to you already.
Thought she was paying for it.
She didn't though, and she told us she had no intention of paying for these items. She thought you were paying for them. That's what she just told us. Meaning, you stole these items.
That was the final verdict of these officers. However, the drama wasn't over yet.
Shemka?
Shamika Wilson.
Is there an I in there somewhere? Because you spelled.
Now, who on earth would misspell their name? In this scenario, there are only two possible explanations. Either she's trying to fake her identity, or she's panicking because she knows she's going to jail. This officer thinks she's lying, and may have been doing so from the very start.
Shamika. S-H.
Said your birthday is not 12/2/92.
Yes, that is me.
Said it's not. It's not. You got warrants or something?
No, I don't.
You know we're very good at our job, right?
Yes,
Like we ain't
I am.
2-day rookies, right? We arrest you for.
This is what happens when a hardened criminal realizes they're going to jail. If this lady wasn't in cuffs, she probably would have run off long ago. It takes true desperation to run with cuffs on.
On the ground.
She was finally charged with grand theft and resisting an officer.
want to go to jail.
Yeah, because you got warrants.
No, I just don't want to go to jail. Y'all's going to be nasty. Y'all ain't going to let me go.
Now you're going in the car.
This incident occurred on December 11th, 2022 at a pharmacy in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. A young lady at the store had refused to leave after the staff told her he was about to close for the day. The main issue was that this same lady had stolen from the store some time ago, and the staff suspected she was about to do it again. Here's how things went down.
I'm telling you to do what I already told you to do. Grab it.
This lady's nonchalant attitude towards the cops is something you don't see every day, even among criminals. I mean, any normal person would be startled to see the police and, well, at least give them some attention. However, she never even regarded their presence and proceeded to walk out like a boss. The store's alarm going off meant she had some stolen items with her. And so the cops wasted no time in bringing her to book.
Stop.
No.
You're going to be in cuffs. You're going to
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
What the fuck?
Stop.
I will kill you.
That's fine.
Yeah, they ain't gonna kill you.
Okay. Go.
Kill a cop? It's either this lady is high on something or she's a real hardened criminal. Only a person in one of these two categories would be bold enough to utter those words to a police officer. In any case, these officers paid no attention to her threats. If anything, it only made them mad. Her behavior so far is completely weird. Threatening, resisting, and then begging the officers for mercy. On top of that, she kept referring to the officers as guys. Who does that? However, it turns out this lady was just getting started.
No, I didn't. No, I'm sorry. They really...
After finally getting the stubborn lady in the van, the police officers decided to go check out what was in the bag that made the store alarm go off.
That's better now. What's your name?
Adeline.
What's that?
Adeline. I get disabled. I'm a disabled.
No, you're not.
Just so you know, her saying, "I'm a disciple," means that she's in a gang. Maybe she's just saying this to scare the cop, or maybe she really is a gang member and could harm the cops if she had the opportunity. This would also explain why she was so bold as to go as far as threatening to kill the officers. Her repeated confession about being in a gang now seems more like a desperate move to get the cops to change their minds about arresting her. But these cops aren't budging. The cops ran the name Adelie, and it turned out to be her real name, as she claimed. But despite claiming to be a gang member, this lady's records were surprisingly clean. And so the cops could only charge her with her current crimes. The officers weren't sure which items she had picked from the store. It turns out she had removed some store items from the branded packages and boxes before throwing them with her stuff to make it seem like they were all hers. One of the officers volunteered to check some of the items back at the store. Now, the cops had undeniable proof that Adelie had stolen from the store, and this wasn't the first time. Yet, she lied, threatened the cops, resisted arrest, and claimed to be in a violent gang. Long story short, she was going to jail. But here's the thing. She never stopped talking. Adelie was charged with 2 counts of felony for threatening the cops and 2 counts of misdemeanor for theft and resisting arrest. On April 16th, 2022, a woman was caught while trying to make away with $1,400 worth of loot from a Walmart store. The cops spotted her while trying to leave the store. This, right here, is something that could get you in trouble with any cop. This woman was disrespecting a direct order. Not only that, but she was also arguing.
That's great. Pull it in and park it. We'll figure it out. Okay.
The real drama came later, when the cops had to use force. So far, you can tell this woman really got on the nerves of these cops. She keeps acting as though she will comply, but her sheer stubbornness and resistance are undeniable. Since she didn't cooperate for a simple dialogue, the cops decided to no longer question her, but arrest her straight away. However, even that, too, proved to be quite difficult.
Stop! Stop! I didn't even do anything. All the merchandise is right there.
Put your hands behind your back.
Put your hands behind your back
You're
now.
gonna be tased.
My son.
You want to get tased?
My son is at tonight's home.
No, we're past that.
Please. Please.
You can hear the officers breathing hard at this point. Apparently, the woman was so strong she could resist 2 cops at the same time. The cops were finally able to get the cuffs on after tasing her. However, this didn't mean she was willing to comply or stop arguing.
Because you resisted about 45 times. Do you want to get tased? Yes or no? Yes or no? Tased, yes or no?
Oh my God. That's it. And you guys aren't letting me.
Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
Oh
Put your hand behind your
Her insistence on calling her son suggests she really has a son who'd need her attention at home. However, it could very well be a strategy, a sad, fake story, something to ignite pity in the hearts of the cops so they'd let her go. After securing the package, All that was left was to search her vehicle and run a background check on her ID. What they found was quite
Yeah,
astonishing.
is that shoplifting or something else? Okay.
Just so you know, being on probation simply means she was recently released from jail for shoplifting and was put under supervision to see if she would portray good behavior. It takes a special kind of criminal to be on probation and still commit the very crime that got you arrested in the first place. It's either this woman was very desperate for the items she stole, or she was just a hardened thief. Here's how things went down at the police station. That's clearly how things end up when you try to mess with cops after getting caught in the act. If this woman had been submissive and compliant from the start like she is now, maybe things would have ended differently. At the end of this day, the suspect was charged with grand theft and other crimes like resisting an officer and battery. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed this video so far, please like and subscribe to our channel. Join us next time for another interesting episode. Bye for now.